The 100-mile
Dust Bowl 2026. Here we go. Eminence, Indiana. I've come out to Indianapolis to hang out with Martin and do some riding around his roads, and then we've come down about 90 minutes away from his house to ride this really fast gravel race. It's basically a crit race. It's flat, 100 miles, and it's filled with turns. I think 166 turns or something like that, and you sprint out of every single turn, and it's pretty exhausting. So here we go. We're rolling out. So the neutral rollout takes us off high school grounds and then out onto the roads in Eminence. And it's paved for the first, about 3 miles or so. And so we queued up pretty fast, pretty high up in the gate, like 20 miles an hour average. And the rationale there is, you get into a pack and you can just get pulled along in a peloton. And so we thought, since it's only about 3,500 feet of climbing, over 100 miles, it's going to be fast. And so we're still in the neutral here, doing 28 miles an hour, just cooking with the group. And basically it's drag strip for the first I don't know, like 10 or 15 miles. There's Martin right there on my right in his Nebo kit and his Lauf. And we're heading out, approaching the first turn onto gravel. Yeah, the course is basically about 50% paved, 50% gravel, and the gravel is pretty smooth, which made it, again, that's why it's an extra fast race despite 3,500 feet of climbing. Just hammering the whole time, especially out of every single damn turn. All right, this is it. This is the final paved turn before we hit the gravel, and you can see everybody starts sprinting. It's a drag race. Again, we're only 3 miles in, and we're getting all strung out. And it's, at this point, it's like you gotta sort of start to feel out who's a good wheel for you to sit with. But it took a fair amount of energy here to ride 22 miles an hour, cruising. And so the packs start to form, and I don't know, you look for breaks. You try not to let riders up the road get too far away. And at this point, I think Martin and I are sitting together. I think he's right behind me, and we're probably about 40 people back. And so we just kept on it. So now we're about, mile 7, and we're hit some pavement, and things get really strung out, and sort of working pretty hard not to lose the wheel in front of me. It's pretty fast. It's flat right here. A little bit of a drag uphill, but we're still doing like 24 miles an hour. So it's fast, and this guy pulls out of a rotation. I think I'm going to let him get back in. He's not coming back in, and there's a group up ahead that everybody's like trying to hammer towards. Some faster dudes come by, and Martin re-enters the picture. So Martin comes spinning here right off my right hand side. There he is. And this group of riders actually reformed. A big group ahead. Ended up being about 30 people. until that finally blew up. And then I made the split ahead of Martin, so this is basically the last time I saw Martin when I went around him a couple, I don't know, maybe a mile later. Now I'm jumping well ahead. We're at mile 34, and I've got into a group with about, 12 guys or so. And we stay together for a long time, probably till about mile 50, where we get into some undulating hills and covered bridges. And of course, I didn't get any of that on camera. I was messing. I still got to get better at changing the batteries and figuring out how to turn the camera on and off next time. But you can see there's still a lot of energy being expended here, trying to stay in this group. But it worked out. So it was a pretty good day overall for me. Now, a couple miles ahead, we're back onto some really nice, smooth, fast pavement. Cruising down some hills. Aero tuck, about 30 miles an hour, 30 plus miles an hour. So we're still in this group. There's a couple of guys behind me. I think there's about 20 of us all together now. I was expecting Martin to come along anytime, but it's the last I saw him until the very end. Yeah, so this was sort of a worrisome moment when we were on the pavement. Again, still about a third of the way into this race, and this group ahead, there's a split between me and there's like 4 guys behind me, and I'm like, oh my God, if we lose these wheels, we're going to be in big trouble. So this is a pretty big expenditure of energy here, trying to close the gap repeatedly. These guys just kind of pull away and then come back and pull away. Luckily, I caught back up, stayed with them, and now this group's even smaller. I don't know, there's probably 10 of us in the group now. Stayed this way for almost the duration of the race. This guy in the pink ahead of me, he eventually rode away from us, but we absorbed some people and some people caught up, so worked out. So now we're up at mile 40 and we're back on pavement. We're going to bomb down some hills towards the covered bridges, and I got none of that on camera. That happens at mile 50, so it's just ahead. But overall, really good day. Cut ahead to the finish. That was me. Stephanie Condota, Martin's wife, filmed this. It turns out Martin was sprinting. He finished. Here he comes. He's sprinting 10 seconds behind me. Oh my God. I had no idea how close he was all day. And we saw each other at the end over a switchback, but he should not have yelled my name because that's when I put in my last dig around the corner. So overall, 25 out of 289 males, 7 out of 72 in my age group. Huge amount of effort, 240 watts normalized, 222 average. Yeah, so it was super fast, 19.7 miles an hour average. And Martin and I, despite finishing 7th and 8th, were still about, 25 or 30 minutes off the podium in our age group, man. That's how fast these dudes were riding. There's some strong guys out there. All right, that's it. Wrapping it up. Can't wait until next year.